Alright, welcome back everybody to another Command & Conquer 3 Tiberium Wars video commentary. We are on the map Tournament Dust Bowl. Spawning in the bottom as the pink vanilla scrin, we have Shock Treatment. And his opponent in the top as the purple vanilla scrin, we have Cryptozoid. So Cryptozoid versus Shock Treatment here on Tournament Dust Bowl, May 2014 Ladder Wars finals between these two players here. And it should be quite interesting. A scrin mirror in Tiberium Wars is always quite interesting to see. And as we can see, both of these players are going to be opening up with a single engineer out to grab those Tiberium spikes. And we do see an outpost coming out, or rather a explorer out from Shock Treatment. Maybe looking to go for that fast expand, or maybe even a sneaky warp sphere trying to get out on the field, but that looks like it could be spotted. And actually on the right hand side we're going to be seeing a snipe of the engineer potentially. Yes, Cryptozoid beginning his success here on the right hand side. Gonna be able to snipe down that engineer. What a fantastic pickup. And Shock Treatment's not going to be liking that whatsoever. Definitely going to be looking to return the favor if he can. But as we can see, Cryptozoid is already grabbing that spike on the left hand side. Has 3 buzzers here to defend. And it looks like he's sending out a few of those buzzers to scout now. But the overwhelming number of buzzers here from Shock Treatment are likely going to be able to clean up the remainder of these units. Yes, Shock Treatment coming through victorious there. Actually, it doesn't look like he lost a single buzzer in that engagement, so that's pretty good. And Cryptozoid getting eyes on this fast expand here out of Shock Treatment. Almost called him Shock Treatment. And we can see it's going to be that forward warp sphere going for some harvesters straight off the bat here. So perhaps going to be looking to just go into that heavy eco play. Yeah, and going to be seeing a ref down as well. So Shock Treatment double ref, double harvester on his main, as well as 2 harvester, 1 ref on his expansion. As we can see, Cryptozoid is going for the more standard play here. He's up to 4 and 2 on his main, and is going for the base creep here. Actually, it does have a foundry down, realizing that he is ahead in terms of economy. He's going to be going for that heavy eco play as well. So both of these players going heavy eco and just choosing to go different paths in order to accomplish this. And the thing is Shock Treatment is in a position to do some serious damage here if he can keep this base online. Because if he's able to mine out all of this green Tiberium, we can see Cryptozoid. This would be Cryptozoid's natural 3rd expansion. And it is going to be a portal down as well, so perhaps going to be looking to grab this Tiberium spike away from Cryptozoid. That would be quite good. Let's see if it is going to be an engineer. I have to imagine it's going to be. But it looks like he's stalling on cash, and not terribly surprised about that. Could perhaps sell one of these refs. I'm not quite sure if he needs both of them with just those 2 harvesters. But let's take a look up in the north. It's just going to be some buzzers from Shock Treatment, getting eyes on what's going on from Cryptozoid, trying desperately to see what is up over here. And 3 refs on the expansion, so Cryptozoid going heavy eco. And he still has his drone platform in the same position, so it's not moved. Tier 2 is done for Cryptozoid, so it could potentially be going into some nice dev tank production here, but Shock Treatment opting to go for the Seeker tanks. So honestly, dev tanks and maybe even some disintegrators would be a nice choice against this, but it looks like it's going to be Seekers as well as a lightning spike drop from Cryptozoid against this Seeker army of Shock Treatment. But good control from Shock Treatment to keep any of his units from going down. I don't think he lost any of those Seeker tanks whatsoever. And as we can see, Shock Treatment just kind of camping out this Tiberium spike on the right-hand side, just trying to keep that out of the possession of Cryptozoid, realizing that he did get that engineer sniped, and we have a Seeker tank doing a little bit of a dance there. That's quite nice. Thank you for that, sir. And we're going to be seeing the Seeker tanks as well as the lightning spike of Cryptozoid, perhaps just trying to bait forward these Seeker tanks as they were taking a swing at that Tiberium spike. And as we can see, Cryptozoid actually getting some nice shots off, but the surround from Shock Treatment as well as the overwhelming numbers definitely going to be able to overwhelm those forces. So good choice to pull back there, and actually a lightning spike coming down, I believe, from Shock Treatment here. Going to be trying to clean up some remaining units as they're falling back. But Tier 3 is done for Cryptozoid, and Annihilator Tripod's already out on the field, so that's going to be quite good. Tier 3 done for Shock Treatment as well. So both of these guys looking to be in a pretty similar position here. Obviously, Shock Treatment is still set back from losing that engineer early on, but it looks like he has managed to grab that Tiberium spike on the right-hand side. And whoa, what do we have here? We have a sneaky engineer here out from Cryptozoid by the looks of it. I'm not sure if that's Cryptozoid or if that's Shock Treatment. We'll have to keep an eye on it. But Cryptozoid is going in for that expansion, and as we can see, it's going to be Devastator warships out for Cryptozoid, and that's probably a good decision against this expansion. There's really not a whole lot of anti-air here from Shock Treatment. He really doesn't have any way of answering this. And a Buzzer Hive drop. Not quite sure about that decision. But let's take a look on the right-hand side and see where is that assimilator. Wow, he dropped that drone platform right next to that assimilator. So I have to believe that that's Cryptozoi's. Otherwise, Shock Treatment would have an amazing opportunity to cap out the drone ship. So let's take a look on the left-hand side. It's going to be Annihilator Tripod response out of Shock Treatment, but there's still no answer to this air out of Cryptozoid. So this Devastator Warship could be doing some nice damage, would be probably best used against the Warp Sphere here, but the Plasma Missile Battery coming down from Shock Treatment going to be defending against this here, and actually getting some nice shots on that Devastator Warship as it's trying to pull back. That Devastator Warship taking a pretty wide sweep trying to get out of there. But a single Seeker Tank out from Cryptozoid, just going to be getting eyes on the base down here in the bottom right-hand corner. Shock Treatment managing to get his expansion set up down here. Got 3 refineries as well as 4 harvesters here. And it looks like he's going to be responding to the Seeker Tank with some Seeker Tanks of his own. And the 3 Seeker Tanks there should be able to clean that up quite nicely. And Tier 3 down, I could have swore I saw Tier 3 down here from Shock Treatment. Maybe he sold it up and rebuilt when he saw the Devastator Warships, but it looks like a Devastator Warship went down there to some Shock Troopers. So very interesting. No, actually it looks like the Shock Troopers are Cryptozoids. I apologize, it's very difficult to tell the colors here, but a Buzzer Hive drop is going to be forcing those Shock Troopers to fall back, and it does not look like they're going to be blinking out of that whatsoever. So actually going to be taking a little bit of casualties there, but nothing too serious. Calling in the Buzzer support power, perhaps just trying to clean up that Annihilator Tripod Husk, and that's going to be exactly what it's there for. And the assimilator here from Shock Treatment trying to grab that Husk backer is going to be denied. Base field coming off on that Harvester, and it looks like it is going to be keeping that from going down. I completely missed what's going on over here. But a Buzzer Hive drop, or rather Buzzer Hive as well as Portal drop here from Shock Treatment, rather Cryptozoid. Wow, definitely screwing this one up. Going to be enough to defend against these Seeker Tanks of Shock Treatment. And he's just going to need to focus down the Lightning Spike at this point, and that will leave him in a pretty good position. But the Annihilator Tripods do have that Force Field Generator up on and running for Cryptozoid, and Phase Field coming down on these Harvesters, and are going to be eating a couple of shots from these Annihilator Tripods as they're moving into range. And Cryptozoid definitely has the advantage here. I mean, he's down in terms of numbers, but he definitely has a nice armor advantage against these Tripods. But 6 versus 4, even with the shields here, probably a good decision to fall back, and actually a 7th joining the battle here. So 2 Warp Sphere production on the front lines here for Shock Treatment. So going for that early expansion is actually paying off pretty well for him. And wow, we see Buzzer support power being called in from Shock Treatment, managing to clean up the majority, actually all of those disintegrators, and it's going to be Devastator Warships here out from Shock Treatment. So going for pretty much a mirror push from both of these guys. We saw these Devastator Warships on the left-hand side from Cryptozoid, but Cryptozoid responding to this with some of these, and I completely spaced it on the name, Storm Riders. I can't believe I forgot that. I love Storm Riders. They are such a great unit, but it is going to be Cryptozoid falling back once again, just trying to poke in and do some damage, perhaps just trying to harass the economy, but just not going to be able to do so. It looks like he does still have, and by he I mean Shock Treatment, does still have 2 Harvesters on this expansion. He does have 1 Harvester in pretty low damage state, but we won't worry about that too much. And it looks like both of these players are just trying to bide their time at this point, getting up to a nice unit mix. But Cryptozoid with about, I think, 12 of these Storm Riders going to be moving out, looking to do some serious damage, and has an opportunity to do some economy harass if he can poke in and do the right damage. But it looks like he's going to be choosing to respond to the Annihilator Tripods here. And unfortunately, there are Gunwalker defenses as well, so he's going to need to focus down these Gunwalkers first, and honestly should be pulling these Tripods back. And yes, it looks like Shock Treatment is going to be forced to fall back here as well. So Cryptozoid not exactly where he wanted to fire with these Storm Riders, I would imagine, but going to be cleaning up some units nonetheless, and it's looking like it's going to be cost-effective engagement for Cryptozoid in this situation. Going to be cleaning up the Tripod Husk as he's flying away here. Good choice, and doesn't manage to clean up that Gunwalker. And actually we do have an assimilator out on the field, perhaps just trying to go in and grab some of these husks back, but it looks like it is going to be used for one of the ones that are back here. And let's take a look down in the bottom right, exactly what Cryptozoid wanted to be doing with these. Going to be moving in and trying to snipe down some Harvesters, calling in a Lightning Spike as well, and bringing in some Disintegrators to join that battle. And we do see a Stasis Field coming down on these Annihilator tripods, and actually a great stasis field too, as it's going to be locking down about 5 of them. So Cryptozoid is going to be defending here. He is looking pretty weak in terms of unit count, but the Storm Riders are going to be joining the battle here and going to be looking to focus down these tripods extremely quickly. And honestly, Cryptozoid should just be falling back with those Annihilator tripods. He really does not want to be here on the front lines. And actually, look at the Gunwalker spam out of shock treatment. Does not want to be dealing with these Storm Riders nor the Disintegrators any longer. And actually, we're going to be seeing the Buzzer support power being called in once again. Going to be able to snipe down that Annihilator tripod husk. Exactly what Cryptozoid needed to do there. And we can see that the attack down in the bottom right has been cleaned up by shock treatment, and he is back to mining away. He has completely cleaned up this field, and there is only Tib left on the very outskirts of this initial field that he was harvesting, and likewise for Cryptozoid. So the amount of Tiberium on the map has decreased pretty substantially, and Cryptozoid has managed to secure this Tiberium spike away from shock treatment, and has managed to snipe down the Tiberium spike of shock treatment on the left-hand side. So he's looking to be in a pretty good spot in terms of economy advantage over shock treatment if he can manage to keep that Tiberium spike online. And it's looking like he is massed up to a pretty decent number of those Annihilator tripods as well as shock treatment. So both of these guys just waiting to find that optimal engagement. And actually, Cryptozoid managing to find one of these harvesters is going to be claiming that with the Storm Riders, and he's going to be falling back now. So Cryptozoid being very effective with these Storm Riders, and shock treatment being forced to drop those AA battery defenses, and is not going to be able to defend against those Annihilator tripods. But it looks like it is going to be Annihilator tripod versus Annihilator tripod as well as Gunwalkers here. But this time the Stasis Shield is going to be coming in from shock treatment, going to be locking down 5 of the tripods of Cryptozoid, and he's going to be able to clean up actually 6. That one looks like it was caught just maybe its foot inside the Stasis Shield there. But now the Storm Riders are going to be coming in from Cryptozoid, but the Gunwalker defense is going to be enough to keep those guys at bay. Devastator warships out on the field as well, but against those Gunwalkers, they're going to be mincemeat. So we'll have to see if shock treatment is able to keep this attack up. But phase field coming off on those Annihilator tripods is going to be able to keep them alive. But now there's really not a whole lot of defense out from Cryptozoid. Shock treatment choosing to fall back here. Not quite sure about that decision, as he definitely had the overwhelming numbers here to take over this base, but perhaps just trying to reposition to the other side of the map. And it looks like he's going to be mounting an attack on this expansion of Cryptozoid. That would be quite a nice choice at this point in the game. But now the Storm Riders are free to get some nice shots off on these units. And it looks like they are going to be claiming 2 of the Annihilator tripods here, and could potentially focus down that Assimilator if he's paying attention. No, he's not. And unfortunately, he's not going to be able to claim that. So the Assimilator is going to be grabbing that tripod straight back up. And now shock treatment is putting the pressure on the expansion of Cryptozoid. Going to be sniping down that Tiberium spike. So leveling out the economy between these two players. That's exactly what he needed to do. And a lone tripod out from Cryptozoid on the left-hand side, going to be EMPing this harvester. Definitely going to be claiming the life of that. And that's going to be unfortunate, as that is a completely full harvester. And Cryptozoid massing up, and it looks like he's going to go in for a huge push on this expansion, whereas shock treatment is pushing on the right-hand side. So it is turning into a little bit of a base trade here, as there's really not enough to defend for either player. Cryptozoid choosing to pack up that drone ship, a wise decision, but is going to be taking some shots from these Gunwalkers, and is going to have to deploy at some point. He can't stay in the air indefinitely, and Cryptozoid just steamrolling the left-hand side of the base, so it's definitely turning into a base race here. Cryptozoid doing a huge amount of damage to this base. Look at the number of tripods, and the Storm Riders is going to be joining the cause here as well. Honestly, would probably be best using those Storm Riders to defend his drone ship, but as we can see, shock treatment is going to be moving in, and actually the drone ship does go down. The shock troopers as well as the Gunwalker is going to be coming in and destroying that. So good engagement from shock treatment. And now let's take a look down here. We can see it is going to be Cryptozoid just continuing to steamroll this base. Going to be taking out the tier 3 of shock treatment. And actually, do we have a Mastermind? Yes, we do. Mastermind out on the field for shock treatment. Going to be mind controlling the nerve center of Cryptozoid, and this could potentially win the game for him. This was a brilliant strategy from shock treatment, and we'll have to see if Cryptozoid can respond to this. Now he is being forced to kill that Mastermind, and we'll have to see Cryptozoid just absolutely massacring this base of shock treatment. And what does shock treatment have left? I mean, he has Disintegrators out on the field, and he does still have this nerve center on the left-hand side. Chooses to sell that off Interesting choice. I'm not sure whose mastermind this is. Let's take a look. It must be the mastermind of Cryptozoid. So Cryptozoid, realizing that he's up against a mastermind, goes for a mastermind of his own. The entire base of Shock Treatment has been cleaned up. The only remaining structure for Shock Treatment is actually a mind-controlled nerve center, and he is going to potentially win this game by just simply mind-controlling that nerve center. This is absolutely fantastic. I have honestly never seen a game come down this close, but the units of Cryptozoid are going to be moving in here, and the base race is coming down to the very last structures, but I'm thinking that Shock Treatment is looking very good, but Shock Treatment has been defeated. Cryptozoid coming through victorious. What a fantastic comeback. I honestly thought that the mind control from that, I'm speechless. We'll take down the starboard there, and Shock Treatment being defeated. I could have swore when he took that nerve center that he had this one locked up. There was just no way that Cryptozoid could get back into position to take out those units, but man, was I wrong. Shock Treatment being defeated here on Tournament Dust Bowl in fantastic fashion. 15 minutes and 47 seconds, nearly a 16-minute game, but man, just action from start to finish. Interesting choices from both of these players, but Cryptozoid, man, did he manage to come through victorious just at the end. I mean, I think he was maybe a shot or two away from killing that last power plant of Cryptozoid, but Shock Treatment was defeated. And let's take a look. We can see the KD ratio between these two players was very close. We can see it was slightly edged in favor of Cryptozoid, coming out with a 1.06 versus the 0.93. And let's take a look at economy. Economy looking pretty equal for both of these guys. I mean, Shock Treatment did have that advantage towards the mid-game, and we could see that he was winning a lot of those engagements just based off the fact that he had sheer numbers advantage versus Cryptozoid. But Cryptozoid going for the 12 Storm Rider transition, which was just fantastic against those tripods. I mean, he was just able to shut them down over and over again, just not allowing Shock Treatment to do the damage that he wanted to do. But man, what a good game. Very, very happy to be back casting some Tiberium Wars. Certainly hope you guys all enjoyed the games, and be sure to keep an eye out on the channel for more videos, and I'll catch you all next time.